Okay, so 457, advice and answers and things. This section was probably better to do the addition method for about half of it, and it's probably better to do the substitution method for the other half. So if this is my paper, number one, I'm probably doing the substitution method, and that answer's in the back. Number two, I would either do the substitution method or I would do common sense. I'd be more likely to do common sense. If one number equals the square of the other, and we can reverse that and have the other number be the square of its partner, what are the only numbers that you can do that with? You could do it with 1. 1 with 1 is a partnership. That is an answer.
But you can't do it with
Can't do it with -1 because -1 turns into +1, so that's not a thing. 0. 0 turns into 0. Are there any other numbers like that?
No.
No. So 2 would be 0, 0 and 1, 1. Common sense works. Substitution method would work. 3, I would do the addition method. Why would I do the addition method on 3?
Because y's simply cancel
The
out.
y's are going to immediately cancel out and be solvable. That answer's in the back. 4, would I do addition method? Yeah. Because what's going to vanish immediately?
Yeah.
All the x's are going to immediately vanish. They lined them up weird. They didn't put x's on x's and y's on y's, but the x's would immediately cancel and get you just y's. Anybody have an answer for 4? Okay. 5, I would do common sense personally. If common sense is not your friend, then do substitution. It's like the last example we did yesterday, where we could have done common sense or we could have done substitution. You can't use the plus or minus on that. The answers are in the back. 6, is it set up for addition method?
Yes.
Yes, the y's are going to vanish, but the x's aren't going to have 2 of anything. What are you going to have for the x's when you add?
X squared plus x.
X squared plus x equals 20. That's like the third example we did yesterday. Anybody have answers to that? There's 3 answers here. Any answers you're comfortable with on 6?
Which one?
4 and 0.
4, 0 is an answer.
-5 and 3.
-5, -3 is an answer.
-5
-5, +3 is an answer. That -5 answer, you could write -5, comma, plus or minus 3 if you want to do 2 answers in one ordered pair. Or you could write them separately, that's fine. But 4 with 0, -5 with -3, -5 with +3, use the plus or minus symbol if you like. 7 has no solution. I'm not sure why off the top of my head. I'm guessing, does it maybe involve imaginary numbers and they didn't want to? Did anybody do 7 to a point you could judge that?
My numbers just really with each other.
Okay. 7, they say, has no solution for some reason, but I think I'd have to do that to be sure why. 8, you can do the addition method, but what do you have to do first on number 8 to make the addition method work? You could multiply by either
25 or
-25 would kill the x's, or you could multiply by -16 to kill the y's. That would be kind of up to you, but I would do the addition method there. There's 2 answers. You could get them with a plus or minus. Anybody on 8 have 2 answers? You could get them with a plus or minus. I'll say the same on 4 again. You could have gotten, it's 2 answers. You could have used the plus or minus to get the answers for 4. 9, I would probably do the addition method, but it needs adjusted. That answer's in the back. 10, can you do the addition method? Yep, just to add them up. 1 answer is whole number, 1 answer is root.
Plus or minus 3 and plus or minus root 5.
That's true. Plus or minus 3, plus or minus root 5 is a win. 11, I would do like 5. Either substitution or common sense. Answers are in the back. 12, I would do like 11 and 5, either common sense or substitution. Anybody for 12 have a bunch of answers, 4 of them that are like similar but not the same?
4, 2.
Yes?
2, 4.
Yes?
-4, -2.
Yes?
-2, -4.
All true. 13 is the same type, those answers are in the back. 14 is the same type, those answers are in the back. 14 might be the one I did.
Yeah.
Is it the exact example I did? So watch the video if you want to know how to do that one. And then I stopped on 15. 15 answers the question, does the quadratic formula ever appear on this that was asked one day in class? The answer is yes in the world, no in our assignments because I stopped at 14. But had we done 15, we would have gotten roped into doing a quadratic formula and moved, but we didn't do that one, so you're welcome. Do you need something with 3, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3, when you added, did you get 2x squared equal 18?
Oh, I see what
Okay, so you don't need me anymore?
you did. No.
Okay, what you got?
On number 10, how did you get the little 5 with a 10?
Okay, so were you okay getting to the point of getting the 3's figured out? Okay, then you would replace any of the x's with 3's.
Okay.
So I think the top equation just looks friendlier because of the adding. So if you put a 3 in for the x squared, it becomes 9, plus y squared is 14. So then subtract the 9, y squared would be 5.
Okay.
And then you have to do the root of 5, which is just the root of 5. You can't
okay.
do anything to improve the root of 5. And since we did a root, you could throw that plus or minus on.
Okay.
More stuff. Anybody 457, either talk you through it, or if talking's not enough, we hit the board.
9.
9. Okay, so 9, you could modify the problem to make the adding work better. So if you want to go after the x's, you could multiply that top equation by 2. Or, if you want to go after the y's, you could pick either equation and change all the signs.
Okay.
Are you in a mood, did you start either of those steps?
No, I did not.
Okay,
I did
do you understand what I'm suggesting?
Yeah.
Do you need me to keep talking, or is that just enough to get it going?
Can you talk for a little bit more?
Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to use the 2 to get rid of the x's?
Probably
Or-
just change the sign.
Okay, do you want to change signs at top or bottom?
Probably bottom.
Okay, so if you change the signs at the bottom, the y's would vanish.
Yeah.
The x squareds, you get 3.
Yeah. 3x squared.
And then the 10 would change signs, and in collaboration with the 16 would be a 6. So 3x squared would be 6.
Okay.
You with that?
Yeah.
So x squared would be
2.
2, and the x would be
Root 2.
root 2. Plus or minus root 2.
Yeah.
Then replace any of the x's with root 2. I would go to the top equation, it just looks friendlier.
Yeah.
So if you put root 2 for the x and it's squared, you get 2 plus y squared is 16.
So that would have to be what, root 14?
Root 14, plus minus root 14.
Yeah.
So plus minus root 2, plus minus root 14. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to talk something out 457? Did you have more? You said you were got you with this.
I actually meant the homework from yesterday.
Oh, the previous one?
Yeah.
Okay. We can go back to that one if you want. Anybody on 457 while we're there? Anything that's bothering you? A lot of people are still holding the 452s, so if you want to pop back to 452s, that was all substitution method 24/7. Did anybody attempt any 452s and have still sticky points on 452s that you want to work out?
I do have one on 457.
Yeah, go ahead back to 457 then, yep.
Number 8.
Number 8, you could either multiply by negative 25 to get after the x's,
Yeah.
or negative 16 to get after the y's.
Okay.
Your choice, doesn't
Probably
really matter.
negative 16.
Okay, that's fine. So then what would your x count be?
Would be 9.
9x squared,
Okay, I think I'm good.
okay. And it's going to equal a friendly number.
I did a calculator.
Okay.
So I'm not doing 16 times 25 in my head.
Gotcha.
You'll be happy to see the number once you do that.
16 times
Oh,
25.
okay.
I'm going with solid 400.
Yeah.
negative 400.
Negative.
Yeah, even better. Anybody else 457, 452,
You're
previous
done.
pages?
Yeah.
Anything I can do, homework, chapter 10, anything unresolved? So anything that's done, make sure it has a page number on it, make sure it has a name on it. Send that on down the line. You can stop that.